Kia ora watu koutou katoa. It's good to have you with us here. A warm welcome to you wherever you are across Aotearoa. We are in for week one of the New Zealand Rugby League National Men's Premiership, and we've got a double header for you from Massey Park in Papakura. It doesn't play host to Rugby League all that often, but it's really great to have you with us this afternoon. And it's the county's Manukau Stingrays up against the Bay of Plenty Lakers first up, and then later in the afternoon it's the Stingrays as well. Wahine hosting the Waikato Wahine, who'll be joining us as well. A privilege once again to be working alongside my friend Laole Monty Bitham. Talofa lava, Monty.
Tēnā koe e hoa, great to be here, Matua. A wonderful job being able to call right next to you.
Thanks very much, good to be with you. Well, the Vulcans, the Falcons, Stingrays, Bay of Plenty, that's what we've got for you. The Whalers are lining up against Waikato as well. That's down in Dunedin. And of course in the Women's Premiership, as you can see, 3 big games this afternoon. Well, a sprinkling of fans and whānau here this afternoon as we line up 2 teams who haven't actually faced off against each other for a number of years. And the last time it was quite a one-sided game. And really bearing in mind the growth of rugby league in Auckland's south, Papakura had a very good season, made the final, only just got clipped in the Fox Memorial Championship by Richmond. But there's plenty of fine players. Manukau, Otara, Papakura and Otahuhu featuring predominantly across the squad. When we look at the lineup, the number 1, Dow, is very experienced too, and he knows how to chime in and really put a bit of muscle into his attack. Lewis Sosamia, Zion Tesese, Joey Price, they're all familiar names really in the Warriors junior structures over the years. So they're very handy. They come back into club football and really show their worth, Monty, and now an opportunity for them to play representative footy.
Yeah, going back to where they're from, their grassroots, and understanding where their dreams did start, and now they get to play with their younger mates or their older mates of past years, and in attendance are family members, loved ones, those who are very proud of their tradition and the clubs that they come from. When they reunite together, that's when the magic happens, man.
And I'd also like to acknowledge our supporters and viewers down in the proud area of the Bay of Plenty, for a long time clustered in with coastlines and Waikato forming Waikor Bay, but now opting to have representation under their own steam, if you will. The Lakers are the name that they'll be going under, as we see their lineup as well. Tamari is at the back. Teravana is a familiar name, and no doubt hailing from Tokoroa, which has had a very strong rugby league culture over the years, and of course, as we know, was the stepping stone for professional sport for Zane Teravana, also Joey Manu. So it's really great that you can come out of provincial New Zealand and find your way all the way to the top. No one illustrates it more than Joey Manu, who's running hot at the moment, sadly losing him to rugby in the year ahead.
Absolutely, he has gone, and you know, obviously through this final series you get to see a little bit more of Joey Manu and take hold, embrace it, and just really enjoy what you see, because he's been a wonderful servant of the game. And now we get to see the men of the future, some of the guys that have been from the very region of Joey Manu. Now it's their chance to shine underneath the bright lights, Dale.
The Stingrays and the Lakers making their way out onto the field. Looks like Jamal Hunt there, who'll be leading out the squad. And interesting lineups on both sides. Looking forward to the work here. I've mentioned Sumia. Walter Fafita is on one side. We've got Manukau's Viliami Kuli, and also Mosese Whaamanu from Otahu, who will be in jersey number 11. Des Tuafoe, and in the middle, Ben Wharton Benedict. They've got a lot of talent here, the Stingrays outfit. They won't be holding back as well, and we can expect a tough challenge here from the Lakers. It's just whether or not they have the steam or the juice in the tank to go the full 80. Often when the standards of club footy are compared, and then the real test tends to be at the back of the 80 minutes.
Well, now's the time for these teams to set the tone for the match, obviously, or for the tournament, and see what you've got ahead. You're coming from out of town against the big brothers of the competition, so now it's a chance for them to shine.
I think we're going to have a moment's silence. It's been a very, very special week for our country as we note the passing of Kingi Tuheitia, who's been laid to rest this week. Moi mai rā te rangatira haere atu rā, haere ki o tātou tupuna haere, haere, haere atu rā. A moment's silence. And we thank you for pausing to acknowledge what has been such an important occasion for so many across the country, Māori and non-Māori. We're all united in our support for the whānau of Kingi Tuheitia, and wonderful to see the ascension to the leadership of the kingitanga of Ngā Wai Honui Te Pō Te Kuini Hau. Kia kaha. Great to have you with us. Well, there they are. It's a wonderful acknowledgement of a good season when you find yourself in a representative jersey. It's one thing to play club footy, but of course when you're acknowledged for how well your season went in your club role, to get the regional strip, a proud moment for each of the players here and their whānau, obviously, as James Dowie comes up. The Stingrays will be playing from left to right, and it's going to be an interesting few minutes as well as we get underway here. Ben Wharton Benedict in jersey number 10. Keep your eye out for him. That's him in front of us with the long hair. We wish these players well as we get underway here for round one of the NZRL National Men's Premiership from Massey Park in Papakura. We're underway, and important here for the Lakers just to have a solid sort of a start, and the hit-up work, the early work, so very important as Jamin Pinkerton takes first dibs with the football. Really don't want to do too much. As far as the wind is concerned, there's a strong nor'wester which will be blowing from the grandstand side of Massey Park across the field to our broadcast area. And there's a good start there for the Lakers, who get first penalty of the afternoon.
It's a wonderful start. It's a big bank out of their end, just what they wanted. A lot of collision early on, but the fight to play the ball from the Lakers side, getting nice and deep and going down the short side, fighting for that play the ball as quick as you can, gives you this chance now to kick to get out of your end and start this match off well with a back-to-back set.
Connor Hoepa with the responsibility, kicking out on the far side of the field. That's him playing in the dummy half role in jersey number 13. Now looking up through the middle. They've got some big forwards as well, the Stingrays. Troy Brown to the right-hand side as Hoepa again works across field, just trying to link up. Putoko is there in number 3. It's another steady hand here early on for the Lakers. They'll be really pumped up. They haven't played against this Stingrays crowd for, I think the last time was 2017. It was a big result, big finish. Matautea to play the ball. And Show working it there. Once again, Brown puts the grubber kick through. But Dowie, he's experienced and he picks it up and goes to ground 15 metres out from his own line, about 10 metres in from the touch line.
Now Stingray's chance now to come out of their own end. First touch of the ball. Very good couple of starts and back-to-back sets from the Lakers. Strong carry here into contact. The horse tail, the rat's tail out the back.
And a little bit of a knock on there, so it should be an opportunity for the Lakers. Daniel Holmes got into the defensive work. Good opportunity here for the Lakers, and wouldn't they want to get a knock on the scoreboard early on?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think there was a foot in the way there when he was trying to play the ball speed. And I think that's what you'll see come up. You see him fighting to play the ball. There is a foot there, and as you see, he gets a touch to it. His left foot there as he retreats and gets out of the play. Nonetheless, chance now for the Lakers. Hot on attack now.
Yes. So scrum feed here for the Lakers, taking it to the back. Just steady it down in the hands of James Levi. That's a good run from Levi. Wrapped up by his opposite number, Cooley. To ground he goes. Mordinga. This is Teravana. And Daniel Holmes was upended. Slammed back onto his back as well. The referee says, well, we can't have any of that, mate.
Yeah, well, you can't hit on suspicion this day. There was the threat of the pass. As you see the outside carrier pushing up with them. Really not a lot in it. But as you see in this day and age, when everything is black and white from the referees, you have to state your case. And at times, play up for it a bit.
So here are the Lakers as they get themselves set through Matautea. Vinnie Mordinga wrapped up on the 10-metre line here as the defending squad get amongst their work. Mosese Fire Money making the tackle. The big man takes it in to a wall of defenders. Holmes, Brown, right edge. This is promising for the Lakers. Little mid-air goose step. That's red. It's counteracted too in the defensive work of the Stingrays. Don't want to concede an early try. Hohepa holding up the football. Runs into his opposite as well. Joey Price, jersey number 13, here for the Stingrays. That's him with the football now. And an opportunity here for the Lakers. Sadly unable to convert.
Well, that's all the pressure that the Lakers have been putting on. Multiple sets. You think about possession, heavily weighed in their favour, but that time going to the line. Was it a loose carry? Hard to tell. There was talk of a strip there from his Lakers teammate, but pressure valve released. Now, Stingrays' chance to come out of their own end.
There's the scrum feed for the Stingrays. Like I say, they've got plenty of talent. Whether they work it up through the middle of the park or go it wide, Lakers have to be really on their guard.
Wonderful carry.
Very simple, not trying to do too much as the forwards roll on to just continue the momentum. Fire money from the Otahuhu club with the quick play the ball. Hunt. Skipper. Gets to his feet. He's had a terrific season, Hunt. Working down the left edge, always dangerous. Oh, the little flick pass is skillful and sets up what should be the first try as the ball comes back on the inside. Great play here from the Stingrays. Really insightful, out wide. And a lovely try from the fullback who chimes in. We've already mentioned he reads the game really well, James Dowie. Sensed an opportunity and just ran where his teammate was able to locate him. Look at the flick pass here that sets it up down the left edge.
What's the shape down this short side and what they're able to do from so far out. And you think about Walter Fafita, the big mountain of a man with great leg speed. He kicks over, and as all good fullbacks do, they come through the middle, James Dowie. But just shows you possession was starved against the side. They hadn't had the ball. But so deep in their end, when they get a little bit of chance, they come through. They play down the short side, much like we've seen the Lakers do. And just from far, nice and deep with good shape, able to score from a long way out.
Yeah, well, Dowie is, as you can see, heavily strapped on that right leg. And for a time in his career, I'm sure he might have considered hanging up the boot. But to his credit, he's been able to manage that ongoing challenge. And this time around, the leg seemingly causing him a little problem as he positioned himself beautifully on the inside and able to score right under the post. As mentioned, we don't play rugby league all that often here at Massey Park. It is a athletics venue as well for the proud Papakura community, but it's great to see rugby league here, and of course Counties Manukau with a lovely foothold in and around the Papakura area. Lovely streak down the left edge, and then Dowie is just where he had to be, and a 6-0 scoreline early on here for the Stingrays. Bay of Plenty, they're a proud area, and acknowledging Central Rugby League and Mangakino, as mentioned, certainly across. I think there's a squad out of Putaradu as well, so good to have you with us here, watching on as well from the Lakers. And number 13, Connor Hohepa, is just awaiting the kicking tee to get us underway. Well, Monty, there's quite a lot happening in the rugby league world, of course, with the Pacific Championship coming up as well. And that'll be here on Sky Sport for all to enjoy in about a month's time. And of course the NRL is going tickety-boo at the moment too. Battle of the spoon last night, the Spoon Bowl as it was. Sort of felt a little bit for Benji, to be honest, and was hoping that he might not end up with the wooden spoon, but hey, it's I suppose a real introduction to just how tough it is in the NRL for coaches.
Yeah, I really believe for the West Tigers, there are good times just around the corner with some real leadership like Benji and other players coming through. Lachlan Galvin has come through as a young man who's had his first full year in at our level. He's a wonderful talent, just 18 years of age, and he's going to be better for the run. Many talents come to that squad as well. Joey Price, once again, been good.
He has been, and he was as a young fella as well. But good to see him playing club football and enjoying himself as he gets the Stingrays set here. They know too, they're traditional rivals in the a dummy and then popping the pass as well. This is clever stuff, and it's still alive on the far side of the field. Scrambling to try and cover up at the moment as Ben Wharton-Benedict goes to ground under the tackle of Holmes.
Well, Arthur Christen with the show and go. Beautiful shape. He had players inside and out. He chose to go himself. Just a sleight of hand. The speed, the understanding of the tired defensive line. You really have to worry about what they're doing in defence with the ball. The Lakers are looking good, but defensively, well, really they've been asked some questions that they need to come up with some answers for.
This is Teravano will get to his feet to play the ball 10 metres out from their own line, and tough turf here at the moment. Referee dissatisfied. We'll ask for the ball to be played again. Just need to be sensible here in a conservative set as Levi is put away under the tackle here of Whaamani. And a penalty once again to the Lakers. I'll appreciate that as well. Already a couple of them heaving somewhat. It's been quite a while since their club competition wrapped up. And that's a decent kick to the sideline here. Should be the eastern sideline at Massey Park, running north-south, really. And as you can see that flag there, the wind is going to be a very important factor here to the way both teams approach their work today. Skipper takes the ball forward. Brown slides into dummy half. Through the hands. Molding now onto the big men. Lacking a bit of conviction as Pinkerton looks to drive it forward. And another penalty, so they're getting plenty of opportunities here. And the referee's a bit frustrated. That's 3, maybe even 4.
Yeah, I think he's looking for the one-on-one still. Not quite in the position to do that. There must have been someone holding on. But I think for the Lakers, both sides that come out of their end, it has been through the penalty, which has helped their cause. So for the Stingrays, got to make sure that when they do a job defensively, try and hold them down that end and really put the pressure on them. And I think they will struggle to find their way out.
Stripping the football, opting to just have the tap and power it up through the middle. Mato Tia to his feet. Dummy half work for Levi. Sprints out to the right-hand side and straightens up right into a wall of defenders, including Hunt. Is assisted there by To'ofoe. Probing as Mordinger takes the ball to the line. It'll really give them a boost of confidence if they're to get one here against the Stingrays. Far from a given, though, because the Stingrays, they're experienced. Plenty of talented players, talented defenders as well. Across the top goes Tahi Bagali. Quick play, the ball darting out of dummy half. Then drilling one into the end goal. Bit of pressure here as Dowie holds up momentarily and claiming the try. One of the Lakers runners on the far side. The referee was well positioned and the Stingrays take possession.
Nice bit of work from Konohohepa down the sideline. Bit of shape. He runs well. He sums it up brilliantly with a wonderful kick. Well weighed as well, but it was James Dowie who's now just dropped the ball from the tap, which is a shame because what he did to defuse the situation back there on his own goal line was terrific. But this is the sort of stuff that you want to go after as the Lakers. This is the time to set the pace and set the tone against a really good side, the bigger brother. If you can go here now after forcing the mistake, forcing the error and come back with some points, because with the ball they've been looking good. Look like they go to the middle and they come down the short side. They love playing a short side. And I think even though Konohohepa is the number 13 jumper, he's more playing as a half.
There's Danny Holmes, and at the back, Troy Brown. Hohepa with the scrum feed. It's Brown who'll shuffle it through Mordinger here. And onto the fullback, Tamati comes into play. Levi wrapped up out wide here. Good chance, though, for the Lakers, getting themselves into position. It's Mordinger. Pops the pass on, looking for the hard-running forwards. Brown. Stepping up back onto the inside again, Holmes. Here's a great chance. Can the Lakers convert? Blind pass. And it's gone forward anyway. The referee will call it back. A little bit overly ambitious there. It would have been nice though if it had stuck. Unfortunately for the Lakers, that's not the case. 13 goal, 1 try in it. That try scored here with the blind pass. Just trying to find Pinkerton who's on the boil.
Yeah, I think it was the right idea. Execution a little bit off. Troy Barron jumps up. He tries to suck in the markers. The markers did bite, so the opportunity to get in behind him in the block hole between the A defender was terrific, but unfortunately the ball not quite where it should be. Pass going to hand, and that pressure we spoke about, like trying to make them pay for their mistakes, end up being a release and letting them come out of their own end very early.
Good to see Samuel Nati in there as well. You know, for the Manukau Rugby League Club, they've had a tough year. And, of course, their facilities, their club rooms were all affected by the heavy weather at the start of 2023. And so they really haven't had a base, so it's been a great credit to them. And for the first time in a long time, knocked over some of the big hitters in Auckland Club Rugby League. If you've just joined us, you're watching action from the New Zealand Rugby League National Men's Premiership. This is week 1. We have games here in Papakura and also down in Dunedin as well at the Forsyth Bar Stadium. That'll be an interesting place for rugby league to be played. It's the Waikato squad playing against the Otago Whalers. And that action coming to you here on Sky Sport, covering the big games, covering the internationals, the NRL, but also great to be able to provide for you a glimpse into our regional rugby league competitions as the Stingrays set themselves up for another opportunity to charge at the line. Dorfoe, Ngati holds it up nicely. That ball, well, it was just tapped with the toe, to be honest, by Lewis Samir. And he's eventually grasped here. I thought he was going to be driven into the ground, but not so. I've seen a couple of jerseys out there that aren't listed here in our list, so to our whānau members, if there's something awry, just bear in mind sometimes late changes of jerseys don't get to the commentary position, as we see try number 2 here for the Stingrays. And there's not too many high fives going in there because they know that this is early days, but many expecting them to be too strong for the Lakers here. Each of the 4 teams in the North Island will play each other once, and then the top 2 teams will play off as we see Ngati, who launches the ball. Good take on the far side of the field. Skillful there from Fafita. Manages to pop the pass out to the try scorer. Is following up well.
Ngati's been good. He's been all over the park just before, moments before. He's on the right side with a little bit of shape and had some options. This time he pops up on the left, he puts a great kick in. And Walter, the big man who's had his hand in the 2 tries today, feet has been spectacular. And they finished that one off.
Tahi Bigeli, he's had a good season as well. Very overcast, as you can see here in Tamaki Makaurau today. Bit of wind around, but we've been lucky. We've had a pretty good week, to be honest. Dowie this time on the far side of the field in about 6 metres or so, as he looks to split the sticks and take this one out to 12. 17 gone, 2 tries to 0. And hits this one away to the left-hand side. So it stays at 10-0. Good start as well. In shot, there's Lewis Susamir with his back to us as we get another look here. But it's great work by that left wing. Climbing up, the Lakers didn't offer any challenge, really. And so he's very satisfied with his work on the far side of the field. So 10-0. First half play here. 2 o'clock kickoff. It's the Stingrays as well. Wahine will be hosting Waikato. It promises to be an entertaining match this afternoon as well. We'll welcome to all our young rugby league followers. Just keen to see the game televised up and around. "20 metres out from the line now. Stingrays with it. Tough work here as Pinkerton gets into his defensive work, but as well, Daniel Holmes continues to impress with his workload and ethic. The Stingrays really just not trying to do too much. He's getting to the back end of their sets. Through the middle as Price drops off. That's a bit of scramble here as well. Monty.
Yep. Stingrays, oh, beautiful run there from Joey Price.
He's always been good, and he looks great when he's got a bit of room in front of him. Terrific run from him. Tour for it. And the referee asks to back up. Here's Price, tour for it. We're underway once again. Stingrays looking dangerous. And that's played at, and therefore knocked on. As James Levi disappointed, but the referee wants him to come on back.
Yeah, they really have got some nice shape and setup, and they know how to get to the points well. The Stingrays, a lot of great players. You mentioned Nazi, he knows how to get them to points, but also Joey Price, we've seen him play a bit of shape off him. That time he pierces through the line himself, bit of a show and go. We know he's that thinking player too. Try to get a one-on-one steal for his side. So very sound for his team. See Nazi there trying to put the ball through. Came off the shoulder. I think that's play on for mine. Don't know if they did come off the hands.
That's
with the benefit of the replays.
So it's Nati to feed this scrum. Look out, Lakers under some pressure and pretty straightforward there. Slicing through. Easy as that. The Stingrays, well, they're always confident coming into this one. And once again proving that off the base of the scrum with that set play, making it look easy.
Yeah, big halves too. Crichton. See Nazi what he was doing, but this time it was all about Crichton. They had the shapes go right, but they went left. Just a little couple of pumps and just a one-on-one. What he was able to do to Hohepa is stop him with that big right-hand palm. He's under the post. We've seen this side and what are capable of when they've got ball in hand. And I just think that as this tournament progresses, that this is going to be one of the top teams to watch, and one to watch in terms of entertainment value for the
absolutely,
strike across the park.
Sure, you've got the Karana squad as well, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Traditionally, the Tamaki teams have been dominant in this competition, but you never know. There could be upsets on the cards as well. Waikato increasingly skillful. There's your big try scorer. It really didn't have to do too much off the base of the scrum. Shuffling across, a little bit of a dummy to step, and effectively went straight through.
What he had is he had shape off him, Dal. And with that shape means that defenders in front of him are looking at other players in and around him, which means he's got a one-on-one. He's too big, too strong. He pumps out the fend. Very smart footballer.
16-0, the scoreline here. It was always going to be tough here for the Lakers. Let's see if they've got something else they can offer up as the big men start winding up. Here comes Hunt, and he just keeps the legs pumping as well as post-contact.
He takes up stopping the big man.
Yeah, for sure. Quick play on as well. So the confidence levels are on the rise here, and the Lakers are being forced to do more defensive work. Again, it's Daniel Holmes who gets himself involved, but down that short side, and a jolting effort that time around onto Dylan Shortland, who makes the tackle, but certainly making inroads as to Wharton Benedict. Short side, they've been successful out there before, and we'll try it again. As Papaguras, Walter Fafita goes to ground. Look out, Lakers, here they come again. The Stingrays, full of intent. Price shuffling on, pushing the ball wide. Lovely fend as well here, and scrambling on D. Vincent Mortimer still with problems as Sumia gets the ball back. Keeping it alive through Nut, and up the middle they come. There is no respite here for the Lakers as Holmes eventually is able to put Wharton Benedict to ground, but the quick play the ball. The Stingrays still running hot. There's the grubber to the end goal, and it will go dead. And a sigh of relief breathed by the defenders here from the Bay of Plenty. They've been under the pump as the Stingrays, we can certainly see them, the lift in them. Expectations to go all the way each and every time.
Very disappointing into that set. A wonderful set, going 90 metres with the ball in hand. A number of set phases coming off them, and ball being kept up in hand. Wonderful ball carries from them. Defence still keeping up to the task, but the kick not quite there in the end.
You've got to like what's going on. That was Two Boys Junior Tyre in jersey number 2. And the heavy stuff coming in as well here from the Stingrays. Getting slowly to his feet, Lewerty Brown. Well, they know that they're in the heat of battle at the moment here because the Stingrays are really ripping into their defensive work as Levi is backslammed into the Massey Park turf. And the referee says that he had turned him.
A little bit too long, really. I thought he was entitled to do that a little bit more, as it was a dominant tackle, had him on his back, but I think that's what he's sort of saying. You try to work him on his back a little bit more. That has been the difference between the two teams, as well as the ball-playing ability. It's the control of the ruck defensively, what they're able to do and slow the play of the ball down of the Lakers. The difference so far.
The Lakers benefactors of a little bit of wind in and around at the moment as Matautia is taking to ground. Brown pushing right this time. Running up is Dylan Clark in jersey number 20. Clark now 12 metres out for the try line. Best chance in a long time for the Lakers. Little pop ball and the big number 8 gets hold of the ball. Angles towards the post. Slips it back to Brown. Has a bit of a look. Goes towards the line, but ultimately is repelled at the last moment as well. At the back, James Dowie making that defensive play. Lakers still with it. Morunga keeps it alive and then pushes it to the left-hand side. Can't find a way through. Dummy half work. Here's Levi. And the Lakers trying to steal one down the short side, the skinny corridor, but it doesn't allow that opportunity as Tenavano gets into the acting half roll. Morunga puts that one to the end goal. It's taken, and the 13 is in to score. Connor Hohepa. Referee has a look. And has that one been called home? No. It's not offside by the looks of things there. Your read on it, Monty Beetham.
Yeah, I thought a Hohepa was in. We've seen already him with a couple of deft touches. He's been very good down the short sides. Once again, this came one out to the open, though. He threaded a beautiful kick, but the best chance Pav Plenty has had so far. They've asked a few questions. They were close to getting in, so they get a little bit of confidence out of that. You see now, goes to the line. Here it is. Morunga actually goes there, and it's Hohepa trying to score that try.
I think he was in front of the kicker. That's what the referee had pulled him up on. For you're watching the first round of the NZRL Men's Premiership as we see the boys from the Bay getting themselves into their defensive work. They can still hold their heads high. This is a crack Stingrays outfit. This man's had a whale of a time through the middle, though.
It's really hard to stop.
They're really hard to stop.
Mullet and all, free-flowing locks.
Yeah, that's Benny. Walton Benedict, plenty of talent here at the disposal for the Stingrays. Still with it, and out the back just trying to find the way through. That's nice play, Dowie. And a threat down the left edge is Walter Fafita. He's away from one, sends the ball back on the inside, and the Lakers scramble. On the far side, the Lakers just wanting to get out of their red zone at the moment, under some pressure, and wrestled to ground here is Taya.
Need some push outside. These men running the ball too much. One out means you can load up and get numbers in the tackle and force them back.
Big Siona zone to Sese. That's him in 14. Getting through his work as well. Put away Troy Brown. So the 3 tries so far in this first half. 27 gone. Dowie, after 5 minutes, it's followed up by Bigali, unconverted. And then Crichton into score, making the scoreline 16-0.
Already find themselves on halfway, though, Dale, and that's the thing about the territory and where you get the ball and what you're able to do. He skips across field. Wonderful carry there.
Oh, no,
Cooley.
Look out. Look out, the big man. Oh, slips. Angling back into the middle is Fuimwano. He's wrapped up in the tackle, but as you can see, great opportunity here for the Stingrays. Because you wonder about the Stingrays, why that was adopted by Counties Manukau. It's to do with the many that are found in the Manukau harbour. Once again, Walton Benedict, he's having a good game as well. Versatile. Some good turnouts as well for Otahuhu through the year. Stingrays, and that ball is good. Beautifully taken. And Sosumea heads towards the line where he's pulled back eventually by Tamana Tamari. Fullback for the Bay of Plenty squad. Now threading the needle. Well, it's nicely read at the back, but unfortunately for the Lakers, the recipient of the football is wrapped up in the end goal. In fact, there might be a penalty once again.
Yeah, it's a high shot there, and that's what happens, which is a shame because it's a wonderful chase, and after you had some wonderful shape and Lewis Samir wasn't able to execute, they did the next best thing, which was get the ball back. with a back-to-back set with a dropout, but it was a penalty for a high shot, which once again relieves the pressure from the side. They need to have better discipline, this Stingray side, if they want to get down there, turn the screws and really put the pressure on these sides through this tournament.
Yeah, they've shown that they've got plenty of attacking prowess, but they just haven't been able to completely convert. As we see Levi with the football, he'll take the tap and go in himself for a settler. In fact, he's driven back by enthusiastic defence and a wall of defenders, including Viliami Kuli, getting involved in the tackle on Levi. And just a little eye off the ball from Mortimer. Well, they can ill afford to make those fundamental errors.
Isn't Cooley a little machine with the ball in hand defensively? He tries to work out there as we see the drop ball. He really is. He's a powerhouse. Very reminiscent of a Kata, who's once played for the Warriors. Little weapon. He's as wide as he is tall. That horsetail at the back. He is a weapon indeed.
So it's Sisse in the front row. Big Zion at the back. Dorfoy. And this is going to be fed here by Sam Nati. We're underway once again. 10 minutes to play here in the first half. 16 are blocked at the moment. Let's see what the Stingrays have in their kit there as they drive themselves forward. Plenty of pressure on here for the Lakers defenders. You've got to stand up or do their absolute best. This man's had a great early exchanges as well, the big number 8. And that ball's gone down. And a lost football. So they've been pretty lucky with the penalty count at the moment, the Lakers. And also some unforced errors coming in from the more highly fancied Stingrays. So another look here. Bigali pushes the pass on. And, well, the Lakers just putting a lot of pressure on as well in front of their post. 9 to play in the first half. Scrum feed for Mortimer. Lakers with the ball 10 metres out from their own line. Conservative carry this time. Pinkerton to his feet. Looking down the skinny side on the far side as well. That muscly work from Wharton Benedict on defence. That was solid D as well. They know they're in town, that's for sure here. The Lakers. Hearty carry this time from Ricky Collier. Just haven't been able to make the inroads needed here at the moment for the Lakers. Had to do a lot of defending as well, as this is taken by Sumia.
Yeah, I think Lakers need a bit of push support with them and being able to isolate defenders and go to spots a little bit more. What I mean by spots is people that are not as aggressive with the tackle. Just give you a chance to gather a bit of momentum and play off the back of that momentum to win some more ruck speed, to play some really good trick shots up your sleeve. At the moment, it's been too slow for the Lakers to have any real joy.
Another good carry and earning a penalty as well. So the Stingrays will push further into enemy territory here. Far side of the field, well, kick 4.
He came a long way in and from off his wing.
Absolutely.
Feet are looking for work. A lot to admire by the big man. 2 try assists, almost scored a third himself, and that time wanting to carry it for his side.
Big old Tahu prop gets out to play the ball as we see once again another powerhouse carry here. Look out, Lakers, here they come. Counties Manukau Stingrays. They've been good down the left edge. They look to be good again as the ball is juggled at the last moment. And Fafita, he's had a brilliant first half effort. Just couldn't quite hold the ball as we go to 33 minutes. Still just the 3 tries in it. In some ways, if they're able to take this one through at that scoreline into half-time, you'd have to deem it a pretty good effort here by the Young Bay of Plenty squad.
Yeah, I think you'd be encouraged by that going into the break if that is the case. Definitely. Just a few tries in it, and you know that they've had a couple of chances themselves. But I think when you understand that there's been a lot of ill discipline or sometimes not good execution from this Stingray side, they're going to be a force for sure when they get that right. As combinations stick, the teams are in trouble.
Counties Manukau, of course, all the clubs pushing from Otahuhu south. Howick, but the bulk of the squad really this time around out of Papakura. Otahuhu, there's a couple of Otara players and a couple of Manukau players in the mix. Little kick through from Kona Hohepa. The bounce important for Fifita gets it. He's a powerhouse for Fifita. Across field he comes into the middle and then starts driving forward where Vinnie Mortimer gets across the top to make the tackle alongside Troy Brown. Here come the Stingrays. Can they put another one on before half-time? Coming up towards 35 minutes of action here. Round 1 of the men's premiership. Good, powerful run here from Viliami Kuli. So setting it up nicely here for the Stingrays. They're stretched deep and wide down the left-hand side. And this time the bulldozer work is what is employed. And another indiscretion as well. So just surviving it as well. The Lakers from the Bay of Plenty. And they'll get the scrum feed just inside their own 20.
Yeah, they've been having go, the Lakers, for sure, but they've been really helped by the fact that execution's been off from this side. That's had wonderful shape and a lot of questions they're throwing at the defensive line as they're taking the deep breaths. The Lakers, very valiant indeed. Now they've got to get out of their own end, and like you said before, if they can get to the break with no points against them, potentially jag one perhaps, you go in there feeling pretty good about coming to the big smoke.
Yeah, the Counties Stingrays coach, Rukaloza, would be dissatisfied with this first half performance, but he knows they've got plenty of improvement in them as well. So early days, Tahi Bigali try scorer gets in with his most brutal defensive work so far this afternoon. Lakers got a bit of character as well. Ricky Collier getting the ball on now to Brown. But Ewiti Brown scrambles forward even just a couple more millimetres, and all of it to inspire his teammates. They have control of the football here as it goes on to the boot of Mortimer. He puts it deep and towards touch, and it rolls into touch too, 15 metres out from the try line. Dowie was thinking of grabbing at it, but in the end thought better of that and allowed it to go into touch.
Absolutely. Right call there, but Tahi Bagley, geez, he's been putting some shots on, a number of consecutive shots within that little last few minutes before kicking into touch. Now let's see if they get the chance before the break to go in, have their first strike, their first try.
Yeah, well, it was a 40-20, wasn't it? And that's what's got them in position here. So good opportunity here for the Lakers. Let's see what they can muster up as Ricky Collier gets to his feet. Into the hands of Dylan Clark, who turns it on as well. Close to the line, here come the Lakers. Well, that would be such a boost in their confidence if they're able to get across the line. It's Brown, a dummy half, and back on the inside he goes for Clark. Comes powering across the line, but he's held up over the line. Even so, it's a bit of a statement here for the Bay of Plenty squad.
Yeah, nice hit play. Dylan Clark in there. Executed well too, but the number of men in the picture defensively was sound for the Stingrays.
So it's Brown, gets the ball after back. Here's Connor Hohepa, moves it on as well through Mortimer. He can't find his way through. Wrapped up, sandwiched and slayed as he's put to ground here out at Massey Park. Quick play the ball, bit shoddy, down the left edge for Leavay. James is only 2 metres short of the line. Dummy half work for Tedavano. He pushes the ball along into the hands of Mortimer. Now Mortimer launches it. Not one chaser from the Lakers though.
Yeah, disappointing. Walter Fafita comes out now. That's the other thing, execution off, but now you've got to stop this big man. Watch out, here he comes.
Look out.
No.
Fafita's got his eye on you. His eye on your back too. Turn around. You want to see him front on, or maybe you don't. Might want to come in there once the damage is done and your defenders have put him away, as is the case now. Across the top of him too, the big 21, Ricky Collier. Fafita to play the ball. Got to look out up through the middle too. It might only be a minute and a half to play here or thereabouts. But still danger times here for the Lakers because they can score from anywhere. This talented Stingrays outfit. Tully plays the ball and onto the big man who punch holes through the middle defensive patterns. Slowly to his feet. That's Tessese. What a player he's been across the years. That one's gone down, and really, they'll be disappointed. They've made a lot of unforced errors, the county's Manukau Stingrays. They'll have to be better than that if you're going to win the championship this year.
Yeah, I've no doubt they are going to be better. It's going to just take time working together, time in the saddle. But, geez, the shape, the setup, and being in positions and have those options in front of you. And they've taken the right ones, but just not quite good enough to execute. But defensively, the side and showing what they're able to do through the middle, especially in slowing down the opposition, they will be a force. They're going to be proud of the Lakers, what they've been able to do. Coming up, travelling from afar, like you mentioned, haven't been in the top grade for some time, and having a very proud account of their efforts here today.
Very much so. There's a long way to go for them, but when they look at the scoreboard and look at what was expected of them as well, they knew that they would go in here as underdogs. They certainly are that, as Levi once again has held up. Not too far away from the halftime hooter here. And that's a good carry this time around for Matautia. He's to ground. Matautia to play it for Brown now. Is that Pinkerton? Back on the inside they come. There's the hooter in the background. So a bit of credit here for the squad from the Bay of Plenty as Ricky Collier gets to his feet. It's half time at Massey Park in Papakura here in round one of the NZRL National Men's Premiership. At the break, it's the Stingrays who lead, but only 3 tries to nil. It's 16 to blot, and the Stingrays lead the Lakers in Papakura. And you're watching the action here from the Men's Premiership, as always, in the home of rugby league here in NZ, Sky. Kia ora and welcome back to Massey Park in Papakura at 16-0 scoreline here for the Stingrays against the Bay of Plenty. For the latter, a pretty decent performance here. There's some real talent in the Stingrays outfit, but the attitude on show, the mana, that is being displayed by the squad from the Bay of Plenty is undeniable here today. There's a long way to go for them, but Monty Betham, Lowly Monty, obviously they conceded a few tries, but really did well when you look at the scheme of things defensively, and a bit of credit here for the Lakers. Let's have a look how the tries came to be too. It was pretty early on with Dowie, who scored early on, and this is the first real standout down the left edge as well. Walter Fafita, let's have a look at it came to be. The flick pass was smooth by Crichton.
Yeah, Joe Price starting it all off with his shape too. He had a number of options. Short ball went back door. And then the other thing about Joe Price is he backed his up way through the middle all the way just to be able to score. But James Dowie scored a wonderful try and just showed you the brilliance of this side here.
He's a great contributor to the local league scene, James Dowie, as we see the kick up here. Fafita was really a standout and pups the pass. An easy one there for Tahi Bagali. And then this one off the scrum base. Set piece and a little dummy straightened run by Crichton, who too had some strong showings here in that first half. So there's a long way to go here, but as we said, they're going pretty good at the moment, the team from the Bay, and of course gone into the sheds, their opponents, the Stingrays. At the break, 16-0, more to come. Stay with us. You're watching the action from the Men's Premiership here, Sky Sport and NZRL. We'll be back in a moment. Kick off for the second half, just around the bend. Kia ora no, and welcome back. We're just about to get underway here. When we have a look at the Bay of Plenty squad, and we didn't get a lot of information about where they're from and their backdrops to their sporting careers, you can really only judge by the attitude that's on show. And there've been some pretty hearty efforts here worth acknowledging. When you look around the work that Connor Hohep has put into Troy Brown, has been very solid today for them. Strickland, Charlie, Vinnie Mordinger. I mean, they've got some real talent out in the squad, and they'll get better as the tournament progresses.
Oh, absolutely. And just some of the combos that I think you'll see throughout the tournament, as you mentioned, as they go on and get better and have that more time together. I think you're going to really see some of these guys. You know, they've got ambitions too. Not only playing for the Plenty side in terms of the Lakers, but, you know, some of them have ambitions to go on. But just to be up against the boys from the Big Smoke and you know, compete against some of the best that you've seen on TV over the years, that's also a gauge and a yardstick for you to measure yourself.
A lot of the players will be involved too in the Māori tournament, traditionally in Labour weekend down in Rotorua, and they'll be certainly keeping an eye on that. But as mentioned before too, a lot of the club comps wrapped up weeks, if not months ago, so they're making their way back onto the field. The Auckland club scene wrapping up just a couple of weeks ago, so a lot of these players still in pretty good nick, but for the visitors, I'm sure they'll be satisfied at the moment at 16-0, but you can expect the Stingrays as well to push hard in the second 40. It was always going to be a threat from 60 minutes on for any team that comes from the regions into the Big Smoke, but they can hold their heads high at the moment, the Bay of Plenty Lakers, and certainly enjoying the attitude that they've got on display here this afternoon in Papakura.
Just in the last shot, you could see the wind at the back now of Stingrays, so it means it's going to be a little bit easier for them to get out of their own end. The kicking game from Ngāti as well in Crichton, it's going to really help their cause going forward, but they really need to step up and be a strong starter in this next 40 minutes here, the Lakers.
I'd like to acknowledge too old mate the Mad Butcher, who might be watching in today, and you know, I had for a long time a Counties Manukau Heroes poster in my garage. There's Meyer and all the characters of yesteryear. So the actual brand Counties Manukau and the red and white has been familiar to league lovers in Auckland for a long, long time.
Whetu Taiwa, a number of guys from there. I remember I was a ball boy early on for the Heroes with the Dolphins early too, as they were. Pat Carthy was the manager, so to be in and around Hydro Cassini and some of these guys playing through and gone on to bigger and better things as well. You know, it all starts from being proud to represent your region, and that's what these guys get to do for the Stingrays.
So if you want to if you want to go on with your footy, be a ball boy.
Yes, that's the key. You just got to be in around it, immerse yourself in, and just love to thrive in the conditions and environment.
Yes, and of course the smell of liniment. Everyone gives Monty a tub of liniment each year still. Can't get away from it. Good to be working alongside lovely Monty Beetham. Wonderful contributor to our rugby league scene as a broadcaster, but also as a fab player. And gee, we go back a while, don't we, Monty? I don't know how old you'd be, but I certainly remember you when you were in your teens. Here we go, the Lakers have got the football, and a bit of an opportunity as well as Kalis Paul Putoko is wrapped up and driven to ground, but this is a spirited start here to the second 40. Connor Hohepa into dummy half work. A little bit of sidestepping, no way through the big man in the middle. So they'll try again. Hohepa delivering up. Clark, he manages to get an offload as well. Well, we can't doubt the courageous attitude on show here. They didn't even go into the sheds, but very ginger, getting slowly to his feet, that carrier. Hohepa again with a drop-off on the inside for Ricky Collier. He too is thrown to the turf here. Massey Park, Papakura, the venue for the action. This one, the chip into the in goal. Let's see how the bounce goes. And Fafita keeps an eye on it, allows it to go into touch. Look at another view of the flags here from our touchies. It is quite strong, and in behind the Stingrays here for the second part of this one. Don't forget, if you're with us this afternoon, Waikato Wahine lining up as well. They'll be up against the Stingrays. And the women's squad there featuring a stack of players out of the Otala squad. Also for Papakura, made the finals. So the zonal play that we're witnessing here, very special. Clark again, forced to put in some heavy defence. As Levi comes in to support. Now that ball's been jarred loose, and so it'll be a scrum here. And a good setting, good field position here.
Yeah, I think it's a good call from the referee here. Onus on the ball carrier to make sure he's got his hand on the ball. No doubt that the tackler did have his hand up on that, but he got to hold on to it. It was a strong carry too. They're coming out of their own end. And this time now, with that error, it gives the Lakers a really good chance to strike first. I mean, talking about years, how long we've been together, we've known each other, mate. Do you really want to hear it? I think doing my math is about 39, 40 years.
Oh, really? How old are you, bro?
46.
Hey?
So we're about 16, 17 when we first started a little bit together.
Monty used to play in this mad as young squad from Papatoetoe Panthers, and they were hugely successful as young guys, for 13s and around that area, through 16s.
3 of the guys go on to play first grade for the NRL side, Kiwis abroad, so it's wonderful.
Yeah, namely?
Kylie Luluai, you know, who played for Manly and played overseas, played for a bit of the Kiwis as well. And then you got someone like Jonathan Smith, who played NRL first grade. Ali Lauatiti at times came in and covered from the grade below us and came up and played for the Papatoetoe under-17, 16 side.
Well, there we go. It's way back in the day, but isn't it good to be reminded of it as we draw back into this gutsy effort that we're witnessing here from the Lakers. Brown pushing across, but really impressed with Dylan Clark's contribution here. Back on the inside for Matautia. Rewiti Brown. He's thrown to ground here, but only 10 metres away from the try line. Good chance here for the Lakers. Wouldn't they want to get across the line? Clark is there, runs as something of a decoy. 5 out from the try line. Another good opportunity here as Brown gets hold of it. He can see and then looks up. Back it up, says the referee.
Oh, wow, bit of lip. Too much lip. He reverses the penalty. Too much talk, which is a real shame because it looked like the Lakers had come down here. They camped on really deep in the 20 of the opposition. Looked like they could get some success early on in the second half, which would have been exactly what coach wanted. So,
as Sam Nati puts it out on the far side of the field. Let's have another look. Don't know who was lippy.
Tufoi was the one that got bitten for having a little bit too much to say. I think there's potentially obstruction too with his marker or his ball carrier playing the ball.
So we're nearly 6 minutes into the play of this second 40. And it's all been down this end of the park. That time the pass was good. The defensive effort here. Matautia makes the tackle out of dummy half and probing this time. Stingrays just need to inject a little more, and that could have been dangerous as Matautia lifts and dispatches Faimani. Dowie chimes in, beautiful ball to Fafita, puts a little kick along the ground. It's been touched, play on, and scrambling for it was Dowie. Let's see what the referee makes of the situation. And it appears to be a knock on.
I'm just going to say Walter Fafita is a very talented man. We've seen a number of ways he beats defenders with the side step, with the that straight direct run and leg drive, and even with absolute pace. But this time I don't think this is on. I think you just have a go, big man. We know you can kick a ball, but that time it was a little bit off. But when we see him and when we tune into Sky Sport and we want to see him play, we want to see him carry the ball, Dale.
Yeah,
he is a man mountain.
Well, I don't know about a mountain, but he's certainly a hillock. There's no doubt about that. He's had a good game too, the big wing. But it's the Lakers who have the football, and they'll be pleased about that. 7 gone. Just worming their way forward, just trying to squeeze a little bit more life out of each other. And look at that, the old mousetrap routine. Beauty. Troy Brown, we might see some replays of the old mousetrap. Great to see.
Stood the test of time, hasn't it, the old mousetrap?
Oh, what's going to be next? They're going to push in the scrums.
Clinton Torpy, Francis Malley doing that 20 years ago. Kevin Campion discussed it. No mousetraps. No mousetraps.
Beautiful impersonation.
Wow.
That one was slightly lifting as well. The referee had a bit of a look at it, but lets it go. Lakers now, 30 out from the try line as they give it a little bit of air. Then the grubber kick, or pushing it through. Oh no, look out, it's Fafita's got hold of the ball. Big Walter.
It's a wonderful carry that puts his team already on the front foot.
Hartley, the tackler there. What a ton that. Pushes out the back, few heading to the reserves bench. That might have been a bit high as well from Levi. The referee's okay with that, though. Play on. Stingrays in possession. 8 gone. No adjustment to the scoreline. 16-0. Well, a wonderful effort, you'd have to think, at this stage. Still a long way to go. As we see another whole shot this time as well through the middle. Quick play, the ball is needed. Is it delivered? Yes, it is. It's Dowie comes into dummy half. Looking dangerous, and again, just putting the ball down out wide. Not quite the crispness or the efficiency that the coach of the Stingrays would have wanted here.
I think it's really hard when you're having Joy out wide and also having Joy playing through them on the short balls going front door, and that's the problem you face when you're being able to break a defensive line or poke your nose through like that. But I think it's time now for the Stingray side to play through them, play direct. Don't worry about the backdoor shape. Don't worry about going a little bit wider. Just means that you isolate defenders through the middle. I think they'll get more joy. This is the key for this side, is the defence being able to hold them down, win the ruck.
Well, Brown is the co-captain. He's been a very good distributor. Levi's got himself involved in the game too. As Cooley comes in to make the play on him and the tackle. Don't forget women's rugby league here, round number 1. 2 o'clock kickoff. Is trying something down the left edge, but too close to the sideline, forced to push the ball back onto the inside, and the Stingrays ultimately come up with it.
That's right, they've come out the ball now. Cooley, surely he's going to run from dummy half. He looks for the pass. Oh, that big carry again from Hunter, I think it is. Big, strong ball carriers. They really gets them on the front foot early. Then they can play off that. Crichton, just a nice little bring the man back on the inside.
In club footy, you tend to still have the big guys, the big units in prop forwards. Obviously, in the professional game, you've sort of got an omni physique. Everyone can play anywhere, play centres, back row, front row, all kicking around that 1 to 110 mark. But in club football, you're still getting some genuinely big men, and this is a roll towards the line, if you will. Bigala gets up to his feet to play it. Danger times for the Lakers. Numbers out to the right edge. The ball, there's crisp, a push off from Somia. And then he goes down and manages to get to the line. The referee is right on top there. Has he called that one home? Let's just have another look.
I think he's called it a bit of a knock on. Not able to ground that ball as he just gets in between the two teams. But Lewis or Samir, Leon Mikuli, when you've got these sort of crazy runners on an edge, you're just blockbusting, strong, hard to stop. Look at this, he comes, beats multiple defenders, not able to get the ball down. From the referee's point of view, may think that he only lost possession. But I think if you're the Stingray side, you've got to start playing through them. They're going too wide. By going wide, it gives the options for the Lakers just to support by spreading and getting across. Slide defence, but if you play inside shoulders, you play direct. I don't think they're going to have enough support to stop you in the end, and this side will just romp through them. Strickland
Charlie with a carry. He gets to his feet and out of dummy half, well out of the way that time. What's the ref going to do about that? That was Joey Price.
Well, 10 minutes, yes. Great call. It's a wonderful call, and it's the only call. Joey Price getting a little bit too smart for his own liking. Wonderful guy, knows the game well. But he'll know that when he leaves the field now for 10 minutes for his side, he's let them down.
So Brown gets a rest in jersey number 9. Let's see who his replacement is. Jamal Hunt's just having a word with the referee. We might get a chance to have a look at it. I mean, he was just so far offside. He was almost a member of the Lakers squad. Joe, I don't know what went through his mind there, but anyway, 10 minutes in the bin. And a chance for the Lakers to perhaps score that try that has eluded them thus far. Still 3 tries to 0. Dowie, Bigali, Crichton, scorers in the first half. Coming up to 13 minutes into the second half of the game.
Yeah, they'll miss Joey Price, like Nazi and Crichton. Wonderful ball carrier, gets his position, or his teammate's position where he plays a lot of shapes off him. So they'll miss the big man.
Out of dummy half, and Trying to have a look down the left edge. Waratana Hartley is doing the distribution at the moment. That's him in the dummy half roll. Back up and through the middle. Look at the big number 10 on the boil. Pinkerton will get to his feet. Good looking play here at the moment on to Dylan Shortland. And he's sort of spinning as he gets tackled and put away 25 metres out from the try line. It's a good set here for the Lakers. Hohepa puts it up, challenges. Well, not so. The big number 8 comes at it, Charlie. And that was a tough effort. Popped past late as well, the Stingrays. Well, they've been kept in check at the moment here in the second half as we approach 14 minutes. Still no addition to the scoreboard.
He wants another carry, Viliame. He hasn't had enough. Looking for the offload once again. Jeez, he's a damaging ball carrier.
We'll need to get the ball more to him, don't they, really, then, Monty? Got plenty of potency here across the park here for the Stingrays, but credit to the Lakers. They've been keeping them at bay here in the first round of the championship, and that ball has gone down as well for Imano. Couldn't control. One of the Lakers players with a little bit of an issue here with cramp.
If I'm the coach, I'm getting a message out to them to play through them. Short door, play inside shoulders, play direct, because what they're doing is it's just going too wide at times. And yeah, it looks like there's a bit of space out there, but unless you're getting easy yardage, you're not going to really be able to strike from there, especially with a man down and a man short.
This is Two Boys Junior Dyer. Hartley. Here comes Tedavano this time with the ball, and he's wrapped up. This is good play here. Building, Bay of Plenty Lakers. Pushing forward is James Leovay. Down the left edge and having a look-see is Vic Mordinger. Let's see what they do at the back end of this set. Trying to say that he'd had a bit of a crusher by the looks of things. Clark, Hohepa, holding it nicely. To Marty, keeps it alive. Putoko. He's scragged to ground. Putoko, Taya, to acting half. Hohepa, and then trying to put the kick across on the far side of the field and just beats his teammate and goes dead. Pretty skinny in goals here at Massey Park. As mentioned, not a common park for rugby league, but good to see it utilised in this way. I think the community of Papakura, about 40k south of Auckland, will be pleased to see some rugby league. Of course, the club has done very well in the local competition, making the Fox final. And here they are at this prominent park right behind the main shopping centre here in Papakura. The Stingrays with it, probing down the right edge. That pass was unnecessary, so it comes back for the Lakers. See what they can make do, or how they'll utilise it, Monty Beetham.
Yeah, wonderful tackle then. Very good indeed, but as you mentioned, coming off his own line, Viliame Kuli, he came in, terrific run, but then wanting to offload the ball, just gave away possession. It's up to Bay of Plenty now as they come out of their own end, the Lakers. Beautiful carry there from dummy half. Obviously seen him go down a few short side, James Leovite. He waits for position with the play.
Again, just trying to find them napping down the right side of the field through the Stingrays defenders. And another penalty. Well, we haven't got the official count, but the Lakers have certainly benefited here. And some of the discipline on show by the home team, questionable. And a little bit of discussion here about how to approach this one. Morton has been very prominent as he kicks towards touch on the far side of the field. Glorious Rako in the background there. Magnificent tree. One of the features here of the stadium. Again, it's Mordinger. Bravery personified as he goes into this big wall of giants. All in red and white strip. Out of dummy half, Matautia. Good run from him too. As you can see, just 12 metres out from the try line. Can the Lakers get across the line? They've been unable to so far as Clark gets it. Keeps it alive for Hohepa. Out wide they go. Little show with it as well. Dylan Hartland was thinking about popping the ball out wide.
He had to give it, Dale. It was on.
Remember, they're playing against 12 men. Joe Price still in the bin as Tamati sort of does a stammer and then pushes forward to 5 metres out from the line. Hohepa acting half, holding. Then on the boil comes Pinkerton. He can't get through as well. Great defence at the moment, but they're really under the pump here, the Stingrays. Short ball, trying to pop it towards the line, and it's gone. It's been raked clear as well. In the tackle, and they survive with 12 men. Looking a bit dusty after all of that is Whaamani. So close.
Yeah, so close, and they're getting a little bit more joy. You're seeing a little bit more of the Stingray side, but tired, a few men down. But that's the one short, not really helping their cause. There's a little bit of position on their own end. Getting out has been difficult for this side too. With that speed of the line, meeting them, numbers in the tackle, this is what you need to do. Wonderful stuff from Bafpini.
Shortland across the top on Hunt, who gets up to play the ball, and they've finally got some possession, admittedly with only 12 players at the moment, the Stingrays. But they're a very potent force from any part of the field. Somia gets to play football. Some frustration will be building up here as well, not just with the players, but the coaching staff likewise. The last time these two teams lined up against each other, it was a 50-point result. That was back, it was either 2017 or 19. And now the Stingrays recognising that they've got a team worthy of a decent challenge. And the Lakers are playing some good football to keep themselves in touch. Okay, they haven't scored against the Stingrays. They've certainly done well on defence as that pass has popped back, and perhaps indicative of some nervousness in the camps as Raven Tungia Fofua from the Manukau Magpies will play the ball here. 12 out from the try line, holding up the pass. Here it comes for Dowie. He's very good, and as mentioned, he chimes in, gets the pass away, and with 12 men finally, and after almost 20 minutes, this try is dotted down by the Stingrays and called home. Once again, take your hat off to James Dowie.
Oh, it's been brilliant. William McCauley scores a try. He's been so worthy of it. Wonderful runs from yardage, even through the middle of the field. That time he ran a short ball. He missed it going front door, but he stays alive, goes through the line, and he pops up to put that ball down. But, you know, some wonderful stuff from the Finch as well. Raven Tungia Fofua, what he's been able to do. Burst through the middle of the park, in and around the place with fresh legs. They're even down a man, but in terms of bringing on fresh blood and guys that could contribute to the team, that's the excitement, enthusiasm that you needed.
Surely, and the Lakers, you get the feeling they just have to sort of stay composed here. Very easy to drop your head. It's just gone into the 20s now, and the conversion, no doubt, will be successful. But this has been a good show. You'd hate to undo all the good work by falling away in the last 20 minutes, but it will be a real challenge. Fitness levels will be tested. Attitude will be tested here as well. If they could keep themselves, you know, within 30, it would be a very creditable performance, bearing in mind the quality of club footy that the two teams are exposed to. Plenty more playing numbers here in Tamaki, and that's 22 points to nil. Dowie holding up the pass nicely, and good reward as well for Manukau's Cooley, who scores. I thought it might have been over here and finished, but then just that little, how would you describe it?
Dowie refuses to dive the ball. He may be just short of the line, so he pops it out last minute, a la an old Sonny Bull Williams. Just out the side, as Joe Price has got about 30 seconds left in the sin bin before he comes back. And, geez, when he comes back with fresh legs, watch out. But I think that messaging you said about just holding your composure and just being a little bit more relaxed, I think that goes for both sides. I think if this Stingray side can be a little bit more composed, just play the ball, don't get into the pushing and the throwing and the chatting, and just play through the middle and a little bit more direct when this guy comes on, I think they could run away with this by multiple points.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting at here. So just for their fans and for their own confidence, got a long way to go in the tournament. So they don't want to be giving up 40, 50s. But that is quite conceivable, as Monty has touched on. They've got it within them the Stingrays to score a stack of tries. Let's hope for the supporters for the Lakers down home that their team continues to stand up. They've been good so far today, and some good work once again there from Danny Holmes. That's him in number 24. He's been very prominent for the Lakers. And while he might be dragging the chain as far as fitness levels are concerned, and that would be understandable. You mentioned Joe Price might want to make a statement now, and there he is pushing defenders away almost at will. And back right into a good scoring position here. So the Stingrays working it through the hands. Everyone's got the ball, and then it's turned over. Lakers have it. What a hit on Vinnie Mortimer.
Well, Cooley, once again, what can't he do? We've seen him with multiple carries. He scores the last try, and then he puts on a big shot. Just takes the wind out of the sails of his opposition. Hohepa.
Well, no word of a lie. That was thumping, wasn't it? And poor Mortimer. I thought he's still dusty, isn't he? In the background there as well. Might need a little bit of treatment, Vincent. Here he comes again. Danny Holmes. Play strong. Play the ball down the short side. They come. Pop the pass. He's back into the mix now. The number 9, Troy Brown. He's a good contributor here to the Lakers. Taking exception there. Don't want to be riling the bear. Don't want to poke the bear, I don't suppose, as young Ruity Brown takes exception to the way that one ended.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Just upends him. And obviously when you land on the small of your back like that, just nothing that helps you. And with that added weight on top. Now Mikuli. It's been terrific for a side out there on the right edge. Double teaming with Lewis to Samir at times. Powerful ball carriers. Strong defenders indeed.
So here are the Stingrays, and well positioned. They've got a full register here, full complement, and out wide this Walter Fafita has been a real struggle for the defenders right since the start of the game. And he's a danger man as Dowie takes the acting dummy half role. Not trying to be too flash, not trying to be too cute at the moment. The Stingrays, steady as you go. Tangawhafua is now playing in the distribution role. Hard to hold back here at the moment. The Stingrays, they'll go down the short side. Oh, this is dangerous, and that ball's gone down as well. It's fortuitous for the Lakers. Looking like it could have been problematic down the right edge.
And the problem is when you can't put the ball carrier on the ground. We've seen that multiple tackles in succession. Lakers unable to get the Stingrays on the ground, and that's what happens. You just really can't get back and as a defensive unit, get your line set and even come up to meet them. But that time it was a 2v1, but not able to put that ball in hand and pass that on, which was Cooley.
Doherty Ramsey is in the mix from the Otahuhu Leopards. He's made his way onto the field also. That's him waiting for his opportunity to tackle. He's in strip number 15. This is the Lakers. We haven't seen them with their pace being utilised in the way that we're witnessing this time as Kalis Paul Putoro is wrapped up in the tackle of the new man on the field, Ramsey. Fullback. And then up the middle comes O'Neill again, or Holmes in fact it is. Good run from Holmes, Daniel Holmes, to the halfway line. Lakers in possession. Tries to Dowie, Begali, Crichton and Cooley. Inside run. Pinkerton this time. Well, be nice to see the Lakers give it a bit more air and see if they can't get some pace down the right edge at the moment. They're trying to muscle their way up through the middle here as Matautia. It does well, picks up some good meterage again. We see the mousetrap employed. And again, a little opportunity. And now the kick, we don't see that too often from big guys, but that's exactly what we got from Daniel Holmes. But it bounced kindly into Dowie's hands, who'll go now to acting half. A little bit inventive, but perhaps not quite the right man to try it.
And Ramsey this time gets his first touch of the afternoon, met with multiple defenders. Still a quick play of the ball. Cooley. And then away.
Down the right side, Sosomia, he comes back, angles in, two, and look at that, he is away. He's always been a good footballer. And again, we're reminded too, he was a prodigious talent as a young guy, but now he's made his mark as well in club footy, and now in regional play as well. Lewis Sosomia, and to score another try for the Stingrays.
Calling them the Crash and Bash brothers. They've been doing that all day, but it's also subtlety, and they've got beautiful footwork. It was in and away, and then the ball. But look at this feet. Normally loves going into contact, but this time he just beats him. No touch, sir, as he gets around and he scores under the black dot. Those two guys on that edge, quite frankly, have been some of the best for me today. Physicality, first class, but also just that sleight of hand and that footwork there and the change of pace, Dale, for me is exceptional.
You know, a lot of guys get opportunities when we used to have the junior warriors and the like, and if they didn't go on with games, they almost threw it away, didn't bother playing anymore. But some, like Lewis, has seen the benefit in being part of a team, part of a community, part of a club, and that's really where sport, what sport is all about, isn't it? It can be right there in your local community. I'm pleased to see guys like Lewis, like Joey Price, still happy to play club footy, happy to play regional footy as well, even if they didn't get to the dizzy heights of professionalism as some aspire to. Another look, and he just checks himself for a moment, has a look up, was prepared to give it to a teammate, but then thought, hey, I can do it all myself. And that's exactly what he did, 28-0 here. Stingrays leading the Bay. And you're watching round one of the NZRL Men's Premiership.
Yeah, absolutely no right to score down that right. There was a number of Lakers jerseys there, but two men, just wonderful tricks from both of them. A number of skill sets, tricks in the bag, and a try.
Well, it's quite conceivable that the Lakers could concede more tries. Let's hope that it turns into their favour. I know that as rugby league lovers, and the Kiwi sports psyche always looks towards the underdog, don't we? And I know they've got close a couple of times. I think everyone would like to see the Lakers get over and score a try. Another solid piece of work there from Daniel Holmes. Been one of the best here this afternoon for the Lakers. And their connections won't be dissatisfied, really, with this effort that the squad have put on, bearing in mind that they just don't have the same number of clubs to draw players from. And this time it's a penalty, but darting away with it was Mordinger. Hartley's been busy out there. Connor Hohepa's had a big game today for them. Haven't seen Two Boys Junior Daya and Tedavano get much ball on the outside, as we see a big downtowner here. You see the ball was stripped.
Yeah, well, he knows they're down on points, and he tries to down that end, do something to get his team the opportunity to strike back and score some points.
Hunt.
Worth a gamble for him.
Pushing on. There's a big chance too. You can sense something coming down the left-hand side too as Ramsey goes into the dummy half position. In fact, it's Tunga for 4. On to Price. He goes straight, needs a quick play of the ball. Tunga for 4 options, left, right, goes down the right channel. Danger times once again. Another powerhouse carry. The big number 8 finally to his feet. And that kick perhaps didn't go as forward as was expected, as Walter Fafita comes under some pressure. And it's Junior Daya. He makes the tackle on Fafita. Christian Jordan DeBow has been very strong too. The big 8 for the Stingrays. There's Dowie. Keeps it alive. There's Dubois. Not needed. Grubber into the end goal. Taken at the back there by Tamati. And he comes under some pressure on the chase by his opposite number, Dowie. Restart from underneath the crossbar here in the last 10 minutes of this one. And 8 to play or thereabouts. And the Lakers, understandably, taking a big breather as well, as we see the grubber kick through once again from Sam Ngati. Proud as Manukau player, the Ngati clan have been tremendous contributors to the Magpies over, well, many, perhaps decades. Here's the restart. Worked out pretty good.
Yeah, not bad at all. Hohepa's been everywhere for his side. Every opportunity to look like scoring a try has come off him. Even defensively, he's been working overtime, very much as the leader of the side, and now he drops the ball out, looking to contest that and get the ball back. No one was able to jump for it, but in terms of Stingray not coming up the ball, position goes their way, so job done, Dale.
Well, Walter Fafita was out on that left edge, just waiting to come in as Benny Walton Benedict. Gets them set. It's Arthur Crichton in the number 7 jersey. And into the hands here of Mortimer, pushing forward to get to his feet. Slowly. So the Lakers, again, well, this guy's had a standout for me. Daniel Holmes, he's just been really willing to get himself involved. And I've liked what we've seen from the Lakers 24. Don't forget Ehoma, Waikato Wahine, joining us here at Massey Park. They'll be lining up against the women's Stingray squad. Plenty of talent there as well out of Papakura and Howick and Otara. And there'll be lots to like. Due for a 2 o'clock kickoff. Hope you're able to stay with us here this afternoon. Cut our ball over the top here. Chipping, looking for the regather. That one's gone out on the full. So Junior Dyer trying to find and trying to do something a little bit different. That's okay at this stage of the game.
Yeah, Hoipa once again, very enterprising. Ball in hand, looking for cutout passes. Everything has really been amongst it. Never stopped trying. Now defensively, though, they need to make a few more stops. We don't want the scoreline blowing out too much more. Just see this county side, when they do have ball in hand and on the front foot, they're just very deadly with so many options. As Walter Fafita comes in from his left wing all the way across, just brings in multiple defenders to try and stop him.
So they've still got a little bit in them as well as we come up towards 5 to play. Right in front of the post, 20 metres out from the try line. Everyone wants to get their hands on it. And that time it's been jarred forward, picked up late, but the damage is done. It will be a Lakers feed.
Yeah, just going, Joe Price going to the line, passes back door once again. Crichton, a bit of pressure put on him from the defensive line, which is good. Rushing, aggressive defence, and really does put him under conditions of pressure. At that time, Crichton not being able to withstand that. Ball back to the Lakers.
And the restart here. Kolo Hohepa, as you've already touched on to Monty's, but he's had his hand on everything for the Lakers right throughout the afternoon. He feeds the scrum. Still unable to get across the line, so credit to the defensive effort here as Tahi Bagali gets in and does what he does best, which is tackle hard and move across the field at pace. But play the ball as the Lakers push forward. A couple of extra metres there. Ordinga. Always willing to have a go. In fact, it's Putoko this time around, bit of cramp. That two's perhaps not unexpected here in round 1 as the medics come on and offer him some support. His teammate fulfilling that role momentarily. We'll just have a bit of a break as the referee comes down to check just how serious this is.
Yeah, a bit of cramp for sure. Trying to get that toe down so he can look after that calf. I don't think there's any pickle juice here.
It's Kalis to his feet, and he'll play it for Hohepa. Well, what might we have in the last 4 minutes of this one? Everyone's hot potato on the far side, holding up the football as well, and just too close to the line. Forced to put the ball back on the inside. It's picked up on the far side there with Dubois. And we'll have the scrum set. We'll knock on, another chance with possession here for the Bay of Plenty Lakers.
And the question for the Stingrays are they able to keep them to 0? Maybe Plenty would have liked to come over here and put in the display that they have and finish with a bit of points on the board for themselves, for their own confidence going forward in this tournament, but likewise for the Stingray. 1 man down for a big period of the game. Yes, they've scored points, but can they hold that resolve and stop the opposition from scoring any points today?
That certainly could be the case as well. Don't forget, here's one. Here's Fafita. We've been singing his praises all day too, and he'll get last roll of the dice. In fact, well, his time, there could be another. Don't want to get ahead of myself, but he's certainly been one of the standouts here this afternoon, and that one came easy to him.
Well, he stands out by default because he's so big.
Yeah, he
He's
does.
that big. He's got the hair across his head and his beard, but just the big man. We said today that he's got a number of different talents. He can beat you with speed, with footwork, with absolute brute force, but also defensively he's come up with some good reads, and that one is just further proof and evidence that he can read it well, put himself in position in between the passing lanes to get up there, pressure them, but also be in the position to just scoop that ball out, run 30 metres uncontested, put under the post. Big smiles all around.
Well, that's with a kick to come. Should pull out to 34-0. It was 16-0 at half-time, 3 tries to 0. And that's the third try and the second half here. Satisfactory for the connections here for the Stingrays? Well, perhaps not. They'll get the 2 points, of course, which ultimately is what they went out to do. But there's plenty of improvement. We know that as Dowie makes no mistake from right in front of the posts. And it is 34-0. Just a straightforward intercept, really. And Fafita just sensed it was one of those Harbour Bridge passes, so a little ambitious, and ultimately he was able to take that away without a finger being laid on him. 34-0. Bay of Plenty. They too will get their chances in the weeks ahead, though, and I'm sure there's improvement in this proud squad from the Sulphur City and surrounds. As we just wait for the kicking team for the restart. There's some standout performances for them too by Connor Hoihepa, as mentioned. Daniel Holmes has been pretty solid out there today. Troy Brown, a good contributor. Levi out wide. So they can still hold their heads high, even though you might think that the scoreboard would suggest an absolute one-way situation. It's been far from that. And so there's plenty to build on for the coaching connections from the Bay. Just waiting for that kicking tee. Is it a Daryl Halligan tee?
Oh, I dare say so. Looks to be the way. He's just taken over, hasn't he, Chook? The legend of rugby league, goal kicking.
There we go, the restart, and just a minute to play. Will there be any adjustment to the scoreboard? There's always a chance too when there's time on the clock. So the county's Manukau Stingrays, as expected, get the feather in the cap for round one. They'll be Galliant once again with the carry, taking it in there. Matautia, the tackler, turning it across with Tupou. And they'll be enjoying the evening as Joe Price takes first receipt. Look out. Dowie chimes in, and Dowie is through the hole. He's got runners on the inside and out, and once again it goes to Fafita. Well, we mentioned there might be time for another try, and that's exactly how it pans out as Fafita takes it around. And that is another great show for a guy who's contributed well right from the kickoff as well today. 2 late tries for Walter Fafita from out wide. And the Papatoetoe Sea Eagle will be well pleased with his afternoon.
Well, threats across the park, either edge, through the middle, and I tell you what, regardless of how far are you out, they just come up with the right plays. We've seen a number of players in that time. The fullback there comes across and he just puts that man in for another try yet again. He's done it all today. He's carried hard, yardage, defensively sound. He's been in situations defensively and also just to go up there and take that ball. There's a bit of a smile. He knows it's been a good day at the office for James Dowie and the boys. Be happy when he just slots this one over. Should take the score out to 40-0, Dale.
Yes, and it doesn't read so well, does it, 40? But really, it's been quite a solid effort here from the Lakers. No, they weren't able to get over the line, but I thought they played courageously today, even though the scoreline would suggest it was a bit straightforward here for the county's Manukau Stingrays. I think everyone can hold their heads high with both teams today, and we'll see improvement from both teams undoubtedly. But today, the spoils in the first round of the men's Premiership here for the NZRL. It's the Stingrays, too good for the Bay of Plenty. They win this one 40-0. Plenty to like about what we saw there. Fafita was outstanding. Looking at the way that James Dowie chimed in, Crichton was solid, Nati likewise, and up through the middle, Fofoe, Price, Desese, and off the bench too, Ramsey and Tungia Fofoa. Well, they all contributed, and a victory that they earned and will be pleased with, because there's still plenty of solid footy that they've got to show if they're going to hold the trophy aloft in 2024.
Yeah, both sides will be happy for the run now, no doubt about it. But plenty know that the yardsticks in terms of the big boys up here in Auckland, what they've got, you know, it's been a while since they've been amongst it. So this is what you've been able to teach yourself as we look now at some of the highlights and the tries we saw early on when they came out on the short side. This is the first try of the match. Crichton just puts away Walter Fafita, who's been outstanding today. Comes back in on the inside. Plenty of numbers there. And as that man, James Dowie, scored the first one.
Yeah, the second was from Tahi Magali, and he too looked a bit straightforward. We've got quite the run of tries for you here as we look at the highlights reel. 7 in total this time around. The kick and then the climb. Once again, Fafita had his hand on plenty here today. The easiest of tries as he pops it up for Tahi. And then this from the base of the scrum, holding it nicely, showing it, little dummy, straightening. But he's a solid runner as well as Crichton goes through to score. Second half action, out to the right. Once again, Dowie. It took a long time actually for Dowie to score, or to pop the ball up for Cooley, I should say. And then the tries came thick and fast off the back of that.
Absolutely, and it doesn't matter from how far out too. There's a bit of a support. We've seen them crash and bash through the middle. This time it was a wonderful bit of footwork from both men. Lewis Samia loves the concept, but this time he just beats him for dead for pace, and there's no hand laid on him at all. And of course, for the last couple of tries, it's that big man again, Fafita, and what he's able to do off the scrum play here. He reads it well, puts himself in the passing lane there to take that ball. Intercepts, plucks it up from the air, and just goes under the black dot. And as you said, there was about a minute left to play in the match. Could they score? Come from deep, it doesn't matter. Bit of shape, they play backdoor. Wonderful bit of work there from Dow. Just draws in the last line of defence, and then Walter Fafita. A well-deserved last try for an incredible game from the big man.
Yeah, he had a good game all right out there. I'm looking forward to what we are going to see from him as the two teams come together. Like I say, for the Bay of Plenty Lakers, they haven't played a lot of footy in recent weeks. So to come up to Auckland and go away, okay, it might be 40-0, but you can see there as well, 36-6, the Vulcans over the Falcons. And, of course, the Stingrays way to good Whalers in Waikato still to come. And we've got the Stingrays and the Waikato women coming up from Massey Park here this afternoon as part of our double headers. We'll be getting an opportunity.
Can you hear me?
For the winning captain, and we'll be going across there very shortly. The counties line up against the Whalers next week. That's another 2 o'clock kickoff, as we are able, I think, to go down and get some thoughts from the winning captain. Let's go across to Fred.
No way, man. I think we're shooting ourselves in the foot there. Well, Jamal, first game, how happy are you with the performance? Happy that it's over. I think we shot ourselves in the foot through first 20 or pretty much the whole game. I don't know, with the penalty count and error count was through the roof. But I'm happy we got it done. Happy to get the win. But we're back to join Boston this Tuesday, and yeah, up a big game for next week.
How's the preparation gone over as you build up to this competition? Because you guys did really well in this comp last year, made it all the way to the final.
Yeah, definitely. We're fortunate enough to have a lot of the boys playing the quality comp throughout the year. ARL Fox, that's where all of our lads are from. So they're rolling off the back of that competition for about 2 weeks ago we just finished. So everyone's still fit, everyone's still keen. I think that's what's going to be key to take this comp.
And what are you feeding the boys, mate? Because you've got some big units in your team.
I don't know, bro. It's just those Papakura boys. They're on something out there. But no, we're just happy we're there on this side, and we're not playing against them.
Awesome, mate. Well, all the best for the rest of the competition.
Right, thank you.
Played a lot of good football this year. We'll get some thoughts as well. I'd like to get some reaction as well from the Lakers captain, if possible. But just getting the warm down here inside. So the tries came, 3 in the first half, for a 16-0 lead at half-time. And then it was 4 tries in the second half. 3 of them coming very late in the piece as well, through Samir and a double to Fafita late in the game. So it ballooned out somewhat in the second half, but certainly the effort by the Bay of Plenty Lakers was creditable during the course of the first 70-odd minutes of that one. And they'll be disappointed to have conceded those late tries for the scoreline to have ballooned out. But, you know, plenty that is worth noting. Let's go across to Fred. He's going to have a couple of words with the skipper of the Bay of Plenty Lakers. Across to you, Fred.
Well, Tony, first game back in the competition. How do you find it?
Yeah, it's good. It's always good coming up against the best in the country. So it's like I was saying here just before. It's probably a rude awakening for the boys to go out like that. But it's going to be good. Hopefully we keep building throughout the season and we show up and be able to stay in this comp by the end of it.
And I mean, they're a big unit. You popped a few tackles, and that really cost you at times, didn't it?
Yeah, and that's something we're trying to improve throughout the game, our contact and our time in the ruck, because like you said, they're big boys, and once they get that roll on, it's pretty hard to stop.
What does it mean for your region to be back in basically the big time at this level?
I think it's obviously a privilege for the boys to be back up here because of the high quality all of our boys play, and when we go back to our club footy, it rises that as well. So the standard of footy right across the board improves, and therefore makes rugby league stronger in the grassroots areas of the country. So, yeah.
Awesome, mate. Well, all the best for the rest of the comp. We look forward to seeing how you guys go.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
Tony Matauti as the captain of the Lakers. They couldn't get the job done today, but they can walk out with their heads high, conceding some late tries to go down 40 points to 0. That's round 1 of the men's premiership. Waikato Counties Manukau coming up as well. And that's in the women's premiership. Stay with us. Kick-off time 2 o'clock. But we bid you farewell for the time being here from Massey Park and Papakura. It's Counties Manukau Stingrays 40. The Bay of Plenty Lakers 0.